And hello, and welcome. This is Julie with ajewelddesign, and oh, we are back. It's been definitely over a week. I am so sorry. I was productive though, but I was busy with household issues, and I just couldn't get to a video. But that's okay. I am sitting here trying to conjure up a little more fall, a little holiday, a little Halloween, a little something. I've got my coffee with its pumpkin foam. I've got my orange sweater on. Though my nails do not quite show that. It feels springy to me, don't you think? A little springy, but that's okay. Soon. Very soon. But like I said, trying to conjure up some fall here as we get into barely September. We're still about a week away from September, and I know we're all jonesing. Starbucks pulled out their pumpkin spice latte. Things are showing up in the stores, all that jazz. So I'm trying to be a good girl and only do a little at a time. Normally I go berserk. I buy everything under the sun as it comes out, and I'm like, nah, maybe not. Though I'm being a good girl if I do buy it. I'm hoping to, I'm stockpiling it if it isn't going to go bad right away. Ugh. But I was, what stalled me this week from having any videos was that I wanted to start on the Book of Spells box, and it was going to hold journals or journal cards or ephemera or whatever. And as you see, I have a bunch of fabrics right here that I want to use on the covers. I've got black jeans that are all done. I've got this gorgeous not chrome, not bronze, not chrome, but taupey silvery or taupey shiny lace trim that we had in the shop at one point. We had very little of it that came from our purchase, but you know, I had a little bit of that. I have some sari silk, or at least an embroidered sari thing that is in black and gold. That is gorgeous. I want to maybe use. I have a freestanding embroidered leaf that I showed back a while back from Crafty Creative. Sorry, I was like, wait, no, I'm not doing this right. It's my aunt, Creative Lefty. She was doing a number of these, so I want to put that on the cover. I even have an old vintage clip-on earring that's in, you know, these lovely orange and yellows. So these are things that I want to use for the covers and within this project. But this box came from Dollar Tree, not Dollar Tree. Gosh, my words are going to be a problem today. Came from a Goodwill Salvation Army find. I love the sort of bamboo inside. The fact that it's a little magnetic is his Book of Spells. So it's definitely a Halloween decor thing maybe that you would have up on a shelf to hide your favorite trinkets in. So I want to keep the Book of Spells. I love that it's just all worn and wiped out. I wiped it down and pulled even more black off of it. I was like, oh my goodness. But not so much the old, like, hold on. So sorry. Not so much the old, like, witchy concept of it all. So I needed imagery and papers and things to help sort of cover some of this up, but keep the Book of Spells, cover up the back. As you can see, one of my papers almost works to do so. And so you'll like sort of rip and tear in here, but keep this outer edge, distress it some more, nice smooth back, and then put a small journal and ephemera on the inside and made it a cute, not gonna be cute, but like a holiday thing. For those of you who are into spooky Halloween, spooky October, September, October, really love the Halloween fall seasons, and maybe the Gothic dark stuff that goes with it. I wanted to touch this up and play with it, and even if it becomes one of my new, holiday decor pieces, that's okay too. But I will put it together and put it in the shop when it's done, if it really comes out well, and see if someone wants to add it to their repertoire as soon as possible. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. Not so much as serious things. This will probably be 2 or 3 videos, maybe at most, for the fun stuff, working on the front cover, sort of putting the journal together, showing off some ephemera as we're decorating it. And then, off it goes, and get this out into the shop as quickly as possible because I want someone to have it for, all of October, for sure. So, but I saw this and I thought it was just the coolest find, and I was like, what can I do with it? Because I like the wood inside. I like this. And I can darken it a little bit. I can do lace and stuff, but we just don't want to interfere with the magnet because if it's too thick, it will definitely not close. There's a little bit of gap, so I could do a thin amount of lace or something here if I wanted. And it wouldn't, hinder the ability for it to stay closed. So we are playing with that. But I needed imagery. And all of my stuff is fall and not quite dark enough. And so I had to decide what to do with it. And so I actually created a digital, guys. Oh my gosh, it's been way too long. These are small. Now, these come 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 8.5 horizontal pages, and pattern papers. I printed them 2 up with my Adobe Acrobat. Your Adobe Acrobat will allow you at times to click on multi or project or booklet if you're able to get into the settings. I know a lot of people with Apple Elements can just print as is. You might be able to say 2 up on it. I'm not sure how much Apple, like iPads and stuff, will allow you to tweak things. But I'm very lucky with my computer that I am able to, decide how to do this. I think that's what I did with one of Ink and Papers. I did like 4 pages to a sheet, and they paginated out for me, and I got really small. I got the really little itty bitty purple kit, which I did find, by the way. I know a couple videos back I was freaking out because I couldn't find it, and it's down below my purple stuff, but it's on a shelf, and I didn't realize it until I was searching around at a different angle. I was like, oh, there you go. So anyway, these are small right now for me because I do not need a huge project. I do want this when it's folded to fit in here, and it will definitely in half fit in here and still give me room to put journal cards and other things. So I wanted to put a cute. It's a little smaller. I would have liked it to be a little taller. And I could have said, okay, I may try to sit here and do this, but I didn't want to waste a lot of paper, and that was my thing. I wanted to show it off, but utilize the ink and the paper as I go. So we are going to zoom in here, and I'm going to hold them up and show you these lovely pages. This is my dark Gothic Hallo Eves, inspired journal kit. It is very vintage, dark, harvesty oranges, muted oranges, duotones, browns, blacks. Just dark, old vintage, old Victorian feel, old antique London, Europe, and a lot of these graphics are from my trip. It was so cool to finally pull images from my Europe trip and be able to play with them and tone them and throw them in these pages. And I was like, yes, I'm finally using them. I was so happy. So like that's the buttresses of one of the cathedrals. And when you fold this and you can put a tuck here, it's a really cool effect. This is the other half of the page. And we had a lot of Gothic style churches that we saw. All of, in London, in Germany, everything was Gothic. It was so, everything. It was, yes, some of London is very much old school cathedrals, and West Abbey and all that, Westminster Abbey are pretty standard. But we came across a lot of smaller towns where they had a very Gothic featured Gothic architecture in their cathedrals. And so it fits beautifully to this whole concept. So as you can see, we have distressing and clustering and imageries, and then we got things like bats and spiders and skulls and all that other jazz. Sorry about the lines in the print. My printer is always being crafty, but this is layers of, buildings, ladies. This is a lady in black, very haunted. You don't even see her face. Pumpkins. We have ravens. We have skulls. We have black lace. So there's things I've scanned and toned, things I've taken from imagery, things I took from my photos. Like, it is a great collaboration of things. And I was just finally so nice to be able to throw something together and feel so happy about it, because I just, So things are reused, used filters. There's a little bit of color, there's a little bit of purple and a smidge of red in here, but very light. It's just these random moments where, you get a pop of color. Of course, I have my spiders, but it was great. I went looking at my through my vendors that I've digitals. No AI stuff. This is all things that someone has created, and is, commissioned off to the proper sites. And then, I've purchased the packets and then did the layering job, did the effects. This is one of the, I think this is, I want to say it's, but it could be. No, I can't remember if this was, I don't think this is Notre Dame, but it was a weird angle. So it was one of them, but it's, one of the towers and then the front. So it could have been, no, because it can't be Parliament, because they weren't that Gothic. So I don't know, one of the many, but it lent itself out. So when we fold it, you've got this, you just got these cool images. We try to design them so when you fold them in half, especially as a full-size journal, that you have stuff on both sides of the pages. But then you just have these things that are definitely just decorate up the sides, so you can make tucks and stuff and pockets on the inside of your page, right? Just fun layers. I love this background. It's one of my favorites. It's, again, many different layers. that I just threw together. I do love. This was Versailles. This is Palace of Versailles. It was one of the chandelier photos. This was one of the fountains outside that I've blended in the general area. This was actually this was in Bastogne, I think. And there's a cool 3D, like a triangle, like a three-sided fountain in the middle of one of the green areas. And it was really cool. But it looked very grotesque. And if you look close, there's just it's like these heads, and they're all piled on top of each other. And it's really cool. But layers. So definitely go look at the previews in my ajewelddesign.etsy.com. As well, the digitals are. And the link, of course, is down below. I'll have the direct link to this paper kit in the video. I'm bummed though because I was trying to get a second kit of just ephemera. I haven't got that far. So there's one of the backgrounds that you get to use. There's another. Gotta have some patterns and hearts and laces and spiders. Yeah, if you don't like spiders, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not big on spiders, and this one, when it blows up on your computer screen, my daughter made the mistake of coming around the corner at the wrong time. And she's like, never mind, I'm leaving the room. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll let you know the spiders are off the screen. I don't like spiders either. I cannot stand them. But, when I can play with it and tweak it and whatever, it was not so bad. Again, this is one of my this is a scan of a doily tablecloth area and played with. And it was sort of a cool pattern. I just thought, well, that's sort of nice. My printer screwed up. That line is not in there. But anyway, yeah, my printer did something weird. And then another one, folded in half, right? Gives you writing space, that could be a vertical page too. It's really cool, actually. That's a great page. But this has some greens and some purples in it to give you a little bit of color. So there's that. And then we have a pattern page, of course, with a little bit more distress, though, so you can use it. You do get it by itself to where it's not as distressed. But you have all the fun characters in it, right? Okay. So I backed all my pages with a 50%, which you do get, of one of the distilled page, one of the water splattered whatever pages. This thing and this page, 50%. I put on the back of all the pages, so that I have writing space. These are the journal cards right now. They are 4 up, as you can see. You see the white line where you need to cut them, rip them, tear them, wherever you need. So I wanted to show you guys. But I love what I did to where you do have a little bit of, repetitive. I have some florals above her, but I have florals at the bottom of him. We have the lace that goes all the way across. Even this funky little spider web. It's just a hint of something on both ends to get it going. But I thought these were absolutely great. And they'll fit nicely in my book. There'll be some large tags. We'll do a tag project, a little ring tag project, probably to put in here. So I'll have a few, good sized pieces that will have a small secondary kit that is just ephemera that hopefully will go into the shop soon, in the digital shop. This week got a little crazy on the family front or the home front, so even though this was up Monday or Tuesday, I, couldn't get beyond that, which was sort of a bummer. But it's okay. It's what's meant to be the way it is. As you can see, I have scraps, already. But these are some wide ones, so we're going to use them for pockets and stuff. But here's the other pages that I'm using just flat as papers to make ephemera pockets or whatever I need. So there's the pattern paper without the darker distressed. Of course, you've seen this in the back of everything. And these are full pages for you guys. These are things to help you. I got a very distressed brick wall with a lot of dark layering. If you want some good texture on something, we have nice splattered ordeals. Comes out really nice. That's my mishap. I had a page where I had a tweak, of course, and then a full piece of paper. Now I'm hoping I have a printable canvas paper, and I gotta decide what I want to do for the journal. I need to print off the page, and I need to put some kind of pattern paper on here, one of those patterns, and make a nice soft fabric cover for the journal. So that we will probably work on too at one point. We won't make it too bulky because we want it to fit inside the box. But here we're going. So that's going to be scraps to help me work with stuff. That is the canvas. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new journal kit. It's all the papers, the pattern, the textures, and the decorative pages. Right? There's 16 papers. 16 papers and pages and papers to play with. And then hopefully, I hope by Labor Day, there'll be a ephemera small ephemera kit to go with this, just to help give you something to work with to blend it through if you make a journal kit. But then you can add all your other favorite Gothic stuff to it. So that is the kit and caboodle today. That's what we're hoping for. Let's see. So I'm not really sure exactly what we want to do. This one, I think I'm really thinking about cutting these, cornering them, doing a little sew work. Maybe add some more extra, like extend this lace to use the same lace or a different lace, because I have both the Right Company lace that's pretty bordered, which might be fun to overlap this one with, and sew it or add to it, little cluster. But I'm thinking on some of these, I may want to do some black stitch work around the journal cards, and maybe we'll add, you know, little bits of lace to those who don't have lace or something. Because this is a little smaller and definitely has a border to it, and it's still in the shop. So here it's, okay, this one has a little bit more of a gathered border, so you can either cut it off to flatten it out, or leave it on if you like that slightly ruffled border. I feel like my camera's not very clear. God, I hope it's better on your end. Yeah, okay. So we have that. I think we only have one more yard, though, of the black lace, the black fan lace that is actually, I'll pull it out. The black fan lace that I actually used in the stitch work. So I have a little bit of it. It's what I scanned in for the kit. And I think I have one more yard of it. It's one of Gail Gastinelli's favorite ones. She's bought quite a bit. I don't blame her. She's had some really great projects for it. So, but when they're gone, they're gone. You know, you have to just have to keep searching for the next black lace. It's hard. Sometimes we find all kinds of black lace, and other times we can't find any at all. But if you like black and silver, I do have some ruffled silver stuff too. So a little bit of black left. Of course, we're finally coming to the season, and I don't know how much black we have left. But yeah, I got some, you know, Dollar Tree sheer mesh. My aunt wrapped something for me, and I got it in orange, and I was like, ooh. So we may be able to antique this up or even darken it up with some black ink if I really want to give, you know, I'm getting tired of black. I'm going to have to find some ways to. This is embroidered, a little piece of fabric that was sent to me. It has little rosettes on it. Looks like, sort of, like it would be a cross pattern. So, you know, I have all these lovely bits that I'm hoping to enhance everything with. So this will do probably Instagram. Knowing me, I'll cut it, sew it, do all its jazz. I'm going to probably cut parts of this out if I need layering on the front cover of either this or the other one, plus all the things. So these are this, I don't know whether to round these corners. I'm almost tempted to round the corners of this darling little journal. I don't know why. It's a lot smaller than I expected. I was really excited, a little hoping for a little taller, but it makes it cute and simple. This is just going to be those, you know, it's going to fit in here nicely with a little cover, put some journal cards behind it, maybe put a ring tag set behind it, you know, and we'd have this cute little thing of ephemera in it. So that's what I'm sort of hoping for, you know. But I hope you guys love it. Ugh. Yes, I don't do things dark. I've done a spread with dark kit. I used Tina at Shabby Dabby Dooda's red and black haunted graveyard kit. I think it was Haunted Red, she called it. God, a few years ago, and I did a side-by-side spread in a sketchbook for Halloween one year. And it was great because I had all these cute, cool pockets and things, and I could put photos and information, and it's a great way to, commemorate that, you know, that holiday. I've done it for birthdays and stuff like that, but I haven't really done a full journal kit, both created or made anything for Halloween, or even the spooky season, I should say. So this is definitely a first for me. And I think it's just nice because I have this, yeah, I need to cut that off. You know, I have all these European photos and cathedrals and, you know, just antique vintage stuff. And oh my gosh, like it lended itself so beautifully when I did the filters and the layering, and it came out so cool, guys. I don't know, I'm so happy with it. I have to decide if any of these I'm going to flip to where we get back-to-back writing, or whether these are all going to be, you know, decorative left with writing on, you know, well, right side decor, left side writing. You get a, you know, daily kind of thing, or whether I'm going to tear any of these and flip them around. I got to decide which one I want to make. That might be my centerpiece. I don't know. I got to decide which one will be the center of my signature, and that, of course, is going to need to be, you know, That one maybe I will. I need some signature pieces that, I need something in the middle that's going to be your center of your signature that definitely helps tone things out. So maybe, let's see, which one was this again? Oh, this is this. Well, I could put it side by side to that, make it a little bit more writable. All right, start working some of these to where it's a continuous page on both sides. So how are you all doing? I can't believe August is almost done. We are literally working towards the next whatever, right? It is unbelievable. I cannot believe it because the kids are in school. You know, my tree in the backyard, though it gets watered 5 days a week, is actually losing leaves already. Front one gets all the same amount of water, and it still has its leaves. And I'm like, okay, usually you lose your leaves first. What the heck? So it's very interesting that my big tree in the backyard is like, I'm done. I can't take it anymore. I think I'm going to do it. No, that's a half no matter what I do. I don't know. That'd be a very weird middle, but then again, why not? Could be beneficial. Could be weird. Could be not. I don't know. Let's see. Who knows? Oh, do I have two? Oh, that's what I'm working on. Duh. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we'll keep working on it. You have to fold. You have to play. Oh, now this is the one I goofed, and I don't know. Since it has a mishap, I don't think I'm putting it in. We're going to have to use this. I didn't print on this one and then cut the page. I think I was going to use it as just a scrap paper. And now that I realize that there is a goof in the print work, it's skipped in the page. Darn printer. I may use that in a different way. Maybe we won't put that one in that way. So many fun things. Okay, so we have her. Then I thought about pushing that one. So those two blend together. This one would be good too, though. This might be even better because it's more of an extension of. Let's see. I like that one better. Okay, let's do that. This one can go elsewhere. I got plenty of dark pages. Yeah, it's a pattern. And it's just like, pattern on pattern. And I don't know. I really wanted to go up against something, but maybe not. Thinking about making it my center. Sort of odd, I know. But, like, it's sort of cool for a middle, I think. Why not? With a lace across the middle. I just don't want to get too orange, and then all of a sudden we sort of go black. But then it goes back the other way, so it's not that bad, I guess. That might work. You don't know until you fold them where things land, huh? I love this, though. The trees and the raven and this, you know, he's got a branch on top of his collection of skulls. All right. So, good thing about this is when you want things to be a little flatter, maybe not sticking out so much, definitely try to use your bone folders and try to thin out your creases some more. The tighter and thinner your crease is, a little less it sticks out on the edge. You never know. You try to cut them all the same, or you try to fold them the same, but that doesn't mean it really works. I do see that we're going to have to do a lot of inking, especially on these back sides because they feel very flat. After all the dark distressing naturally on the digital side, the back page being lighter, I'm like, oh yes. I do have my black ink and I do have the vintage, so I'll start with the vintage, and if it's not dark enough, I will have to add some of my black ink to the edges like I did, what's the other project? Oh, the black and white kit. You know, it'd be a really nice effect to have that black around the outside. It really was a nice effect, so we may have to do a little bit of that. But I'm hoping the vintage photo will be enough for us to do what we want. What if we, sorry, I'm just thinking here. Sort of liking that. It's just some of these pages that don't really like the beige up against them. I want something else next to it, you know. So I'm thinking, well, no, I sort of like that orange on orange. So I was working about that black and white. Yeah, and I think I like those next to each other. So we may work one of these others where we have some things side by side, and then we have, where's my black and white? I have one. This one I'm thinking needs to go up against one of the two of the other pages. Where's the other one? These would be, yeah, not quite. I know which one to do first thing, right? I love her. And then that's good. Those are back to back. Then we have this one, and I'm wondering, maybe because it's similar, that might be better to go this way. So we have, you know, two pages which we can do little things. I like that better. It's a little bit better. Not perfect, but we're getting there. I do have I think, one of the other pages that goes with it, but it's the center, so it's just going to be what it is. Putting that on the inside really doesn't matter which way you do it. It's just patterned. So that's fine. We're going to use it, and we'll maybe use it for something fun. Won't put too much in this because it is very little. We want to be able to write on it without too much bulk. But I like the fact we have these pages to write on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's what, 22 writing pages easily. It's not bad for a little October book, right? For a little Halloween spooky time. I wouldn't say gratitude's in here, but maybe your list of all your favorite things you do in here, from what you drink, what you eat, what you wear, what you watch, right? What you spent. You could have put like your spooky holiday expenses in here. So many possibilities. Hold on. But yeah, the only thing I was thinking about was whether I was going to round, because it's so small, make it more of a rounded corner. But maybe not. I think I have some gold antique small corner pieces for the cover, so that'll be nice. The corner covers to make it a book look. But yeah, we'll have to definitely distress this. And it's funny how it goes out. It goes out farther and farther. Like, Okay, so there we go. That's, I have made myself a nice little mini journal for fun little things, because not everybody likes to do a whole lot of writing during certain holidays because it's such a short term. But if you make the most of October, this might be just enough to do something cute in. Little something. So I even print little photos, like maybe it's photos from the 1 or 2 weeks of holiday, or, I don't know. There's plenty of little ways to use this. But, okay, so that is the book. And that is, let's see, I'm going to clip it together so I don't lose it. And we're going to put it in the box. And we're going to start working on the potential of the cover, I think. Let's start sort of working that out, because I think you guys will enjoy that more than this. Now, once I get it inked and I print the canvas and I get it sewn in, then we can go in and see what kind of fun little things with scraps and paper that we can make little pockets and stuff. I don't want to cover up too much of the paper. I want you able to write on those. So on the other elements where it's, busy, maybe we can get a pocket on this page, or a tuck. We can get, look at these guys, I thought easily, you can make a tuck on this side. So we'll utilize the pages if it's possible, and do little things with it so that it's pretty much just a writing book with a little bit of room for ephemera. But journal cards, tags, other things will get decorated and put inside here. For sure. So, I am curious though, without ruining anything. I think I can wipe it off. I was curious how well it took ink, if at all. I know I wiped off, with a baby wipe, a lot of dirt and black. And I was like, oh, I hope I didn't get all the black off. Because there was, someone had candle wax or something on this. So I did have to pop a lot of that off, but there's still some, bumps, which I was almost tempted to do the whole glue gun swirly gloppy thing on it, and then you ink it, or you paint it to sort of give you a texture dimension. I have a lady I follow on Instagram who does all tumblers and covers and all kinds of beautiful things with that effect. It's just glass jars, and I love her. So she has some wonderful things. Anyway, so the thought process is, how do I want to cover this up? Because I know that front cover, back cover. Let's see. We could keep it dark and gloomy enough to where I could make it brown. It's very black though. But we'd heavily ink it, rip it to lay it out, and find ways to blend it, right? Sort of collage a little bit, but I don't know. I wonder if a cluster of this mishap and this one, we could ink, rip pieces, sort of puzzle-like, ink them all and lay them back on here. Nice, and I might even have to, when I'm done, then Mod Podge it solid, so that it's a nice, slick, smooth, doesn't, nothing comes unglued on this back side to help remove, make it a nice, cleaner background. I don't want to lose any of this, I want this, I want some of this, but I think then we'll rip in what we need to cover. Because I think even if we ripped it to sort of just cover up the Book of Spells and this on the back, we could keep some of this lovely Art Deco-y aged pieces. And that's something I think is a huge deal. So let's try that. Let's do a little collaging for that. And that gives me a feel too to play with to see how things are going to work on that front. Because that front, yeah, I want the Book of Spells part, but not so much everything else. Because I know in the front I saw the possibility of being able to, oh, I found this black felt pocket. And I don't know whether I may put the journal in it so it's protected. In the end, I may put the journal in it and it's tucked inside here. I don't know. But I found this in my repertoire of stuff and I was like, oh, I think it was something that my husband had in one of his drawers. It was holding something and it was empty. So I'm like, oh, gotta have black felt. But I thought this would be, you know, a layer in the background, help cover up a little something. Then we've got, you know, we've got the pretty stuff. We've got the orange stuff. You know, we just started layering it, but I'm going to have to put a piece of paper, same way, a little bit of paper underneath to help block out any imagery that we may not want to see. Now, when you do this, you almost can't see anything, so it may be really possible. But this will have some dimension to it. I just got to figure out the right layering of dimension. I love this. I almost wanted to put it on the ends, but I'm okay with seeing this. So I may black up this a little bit, but yeah, I love this, but I don't know where we're going to put it. It may end up on tags or journals or something. It's really pretty. I don't know if I can get a section out. Oh, it's all tucked. I'm trying to see where the other end is. Where is the other end? It's probably tucked in somewhere. Where is it? Oh, she's got it tight, huh? I was trying to find the end where I could pull it out. I'm like, there's got to be. Oh, she has a tape. There we go. Isn't this gorgeous? You have to sew it down here or glue it, but I thought that would be really pretty. That wouldn't be bad on top of that. If that top layer, when we were done, that could be sort of pretty over that to sort of soften or fancy up that, but we have all the tough and the pretty on top. So that, orange underneath that, black, more black mesh and that, though it is taupe and then it is gold, but that, they both pull, so maybe not. If I do this, it fits this better, when this, on the other hand, may not. But I want the mesh. I may want the mesh from it to help with layering, so. Oh, yeah, there's hundreds of opportunities, possibilities. Work it all out, but I do like that kit and caboodle idea. So, all right. But like, you know, that. I don't know whether I'll pull it off, because if I leave it, it's going to make it really hard to pack up. But that may just end up being, you know, a top layer just like that. But that makes it hard to write on, because, well, you're not writing on it. What am I saying? For once, I have a cover that's just a book, so it would be not the end of the world when I opened it. I'm not writing on it, so I could very well put this in the corner and glue it down to pull whatever fancy up. So, gasp for once. Okay, what to work on? How are we doing? 35 minutes in? Yeah, let's do some collage work here. Let's cluster. Let's collage. Right, indecision. Don't be indecisive. Now, what I do have to be careful, though, is when I'm tearing this, not to get too much white, though we are going to ink a lot of it. The only downside is this end piece, which I want, so, but we may try to put them inside, because if I don't tear those, hold on, what am I looking for? If I don't tear them, it's going to look weird. I do not want perfection there. I do want everything sort of torn and ripped and whatever, because if it's not, it's just too new, right? Too new looking. This is not modern in any sense. This is not a modern Gothic feel. We want as much old world as we can get out of it. Old world, that's the other word. Yeah, Gothic, old world, antique, vintage, old Europe. Back in the day. Back in the day, yeah. Sure. All right, so let's get this ripped a little bit better before I go making smaller pieces on everything, so we don't have to do this in itty-bitty sections. I'm getting some of the dark off, which is a bummer. And I am not keeping scraps, people. Oh my gosh, I'm being a good girl. Gotta realize, like, there's little strips, right? And I was like, nope, not keeping them. Nope. I'll keep the wider ones in case for any tucks and pockets I may need for that little guy at first. And then if nothing comes of it, then I'll, you know, throw them away. But yeah, I had to print a full page to make sure every ounce of the back pages got covered. because when my printer flips things around, it does not do a good job of, you know, lining things up the way I want them to. So there we go. We have some large and we have some small. 4 pieces, so maybe 4 quadrants type of deal. Now, what I'm wondering is, I think because of the blackness, even in the back, that the ink, the vintage ink, it may not be enough. What I might end up doing on the edge, whatever outside edges we collage this into, I might want to put the black in those places. Right now I'm using the antique photo just to get rid of the white so that it blends. And it actually blends really nice with this orange paper, so that's awesome. Go dark, go heavy. But yeah, off camera, once we get this done and it's glued down, I will probably definitely Mod Podge over it to make sure everything is sealed, everything stays put on the book. We don't want it to do anything else. I'm finally, I know a lot of people have already created, although fall, they created their fall, they've created their Halloween, they're finishing up their projects, and I am just getting started. But I'm proud of myself. It is not even September yet, and at least I have something going. It's a huge improvement right now. Huge accomplishment. Especially when, you know, I started this kit, not this past week, but the week prior. I started going into it, I was working on it, I was getting it done, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited, and I'm printing it, but I kept adding pages. Then I'm like, okay, I'm all done, let's get it listed, and hit a slight hiccup, and I was like, darn it, I can't get out and videotape. And when you're not in the mood, you're not in the right mindset, it's really hard to be out here. But school's going well, they're finished 2 weeks already, so we've got the first, what do we say, 9 days down. 9 down, 172 to go. For my younger one, not even that. Oh my gosh. She has even less time than that. Isn't that crazy? Just because they have so many oddball work days off. But, oh well. She'll make do. She's doing well, though. She's figured out her classes pretty good. The younger one is jiving with what's going on. This we were thinking, oh no, this one for the back, yes. Here, let me move this for a second. Ah! Yeah, I probably have way more things that I want to put on the front cover than I have room for. But it's right. You never know what'll come into play. Okay, let me... I don't know how to have room, people. Oh, I even found the rose gold elements from Tin Liz. Liz. And that she gave us a while back. And it might, on a few pages, because of the tone, little bits might be really pretty to bling up, like where the lady is, or where on the Versailles pages. Might be fun. I may do a little decor on those pages. Not so much that you can't write on it, because we don't want to get in the way of that. But, yeah. And the thing is, I don't have as much room as I want, because I still have our altered book mess sitting over here. So it's like, well, I can't put that all away, and I have to get back to my December daily soon. Well, probably October. By October, I got to get that going, because, you know, I need to make sure that I've got the cover done, so I can actually sew it all together and... you know, have it ready to go. I have it inside all done. I just need to, you know, do the cover and sew it in, and away we go. I think I even, well, I think I can, or did I already sew it in? No, I hadn't sewn it in yet, because I think I was trying to debate where I was going to, if I wanted to see the strings or not. So if I want to see the strings on the spine, I have to do the cover first, and then sew in the, or enough to where I can then sew in the signature and then turn around and finish it. So, yeah, I have got that going on. So, but yeah, I'm going to get that done for my capabilities in December for our major events. And we're celebrating my mom's birthday real soon. So, her birthday's this upcoming week. And so we are, next weekend doing a party. And yeah, this week is crazy. The girls have all kinds of events at school. And then, you know, I'm prepping for a birthday party here at the house for the family to come go do. And then we get a moment to breathe, like a day. I'm like, okay, guys, you know, next Sunday, we're not doing anything. And because that Monday, though it's Labor Day, is also my husband's 2-year anniversary. So I think we're just going to mourn that and take a moment to breathe there. But also, as we did when he passed and continue to do, I'll pull down all the fall boxes and start changing over the house. So we'll go from birthday to fall and... then back into the swing of things, right? For September, we're going to hit September running. That is for sure. So, okay, so this one, again, sort of the same thing. Take corners and edges and keep going, I think. We're going to keep going at interesting angles and see, because I did this different than the other one. I'm hoping these will all collage back together. That's a little bit more white than I'd like to try to cover up. Ugh. I really need to go dark with these because they are not. Now, if I feel they are still too white, that's where I may have to put the black into place. We're going, nope, need a little bit more depth. And I think it'll be nice having the depth and the rip and the tear. So many horror flicks and movies and weird things. You've got that wall with the cracks and the things looking like they're coming through. And I know, I'm a little stoked though. We do have some favorite Halloween movies and stuff that get you to want to watch. And it's like, nope, let's try to get it in October. I think we did that. We did like Nightmare Before Christmas really early. And when we watch it again, and we'll see. We'll see how the year goes. But I am looking forward to stuff. We have a lot going on, so I'm hoping it's all going to be continuously. They look good. I like the rips. I like the colors and the tear. So let's see if we can get it to work on the page in my favor. I want you guys to love this. Of course, if I fall in love with it, I may keep it. But I'm hoping. I want to be able to put it together, and I want to be able to, you know, someone else is in love with it and wants to do something with it too. They want it. They want to. Now, if I had a third one, this probably would make it easier. But a third color, maybe. Sometimes. Two sometimes can be a little complicated. There's not enough going on with it. But we're going to sort of, I found a smaller piece, so let's see. Aha. It's coming together, people. I think we're still going to have the outer edge. It's just going to decide what inner edges are going to work. And I may rip some more off. It may be that I don't need, you know, maybe I'm ripping that side off because I don't need it. Some of these are a lot bigger than we think. I like that overlap there, but maybe I need to break it up a little bit. Under and over. Right. Going along. Maybe we want this one to cross over then. And I'm going to make some of these smaller, I think, because I do have a little bit here on the bottom that's not covered. And maybe we even can offset that in a way that it's okay. Like, it's okay that this has a piece here. So maybe, sorry guys, it's going to work to where we need to have that similar feel up here, but it's not really lending itself that way yet. I like the fact that this does rip into this page here. So I don't know whether to go, let's see, maybe under on this one, over on that one, right? Over and under as much as we can so that it's, here, let me change gears. Well, you just keep moving the pieces around until we get it exactly where we want it. And, you know, or enough to where, okay, well, nope, yeah, we got this. So let's drop that one down here. Hoping everything sort of just puzzle pieces nicely together. This is the only thing I have to rip off or cut off smooth, you know, rip off, not a big deal. Probably what I'll end up doing is I get this where I think I want it. I'm going to start gluing edges together so that I can pick it all up together, do any inking or anything I need to do, and then put it back down. So there is a little bit of that. I don't think I'm going to put it down exactly because I know I will mess up something if I try to do it in sections. I don't know if I'll get it the way I want it. So now we were talking about the possibility of ripping this to where we saw the deco stuff, and right now I haven't done that, right? So that one almost fits there. And we have definitely done a good job in the sense of where these things rip that. I only have one little gap right now. If I bring it down a little bit, there's plenty up there. Almost, huh? Jeez, they're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Just almost. Not that I can't take a little something and do that, right? Again, tear something. No one says it has to be what it is, where it is. How are we doing? I'm liking it, I think. With that creamy tone on the outside. Something here. Yeah, I can cover that. That's not a problem. Do a little bit there. And if I'm going to Mod Podge it, I could add a third layer somewhere lightly. And anywhere I want to sort of blend the crevices a little more. And then, you know, we Mod Podge over it. It'll be nice and smooth no matter what we do. So it really doesn't have a major effect. What if I start think I'm going to have to work my bottom up, but I think we've almost got it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we like this. I don't know if it's... I think what it's going to be is I'm going to take a combination of orange and antique and try to take this yellow a little bit up so it's not so yellow. And it's a little bit, we've got the orange and the brown in it. And I think that'll help. I just know whether to do it first or last. I want to take that off, right? Will I glue it but not glue it down? I can pick it up, ink what I need to ink all the way over, all the way around, and then put it back in place. So that might work. Okay. It's looking sort of cool up there. I'm looking at my camera going, how does it look, guys? I think it'll be fun. And if I did have an image that I wanted just to center on it, like if I wanted to cut her out, whether I wanted to cut, he's over the bottom though, but I was like, I could just center one of my images here, right? I could put the skull, I could put her, I could put any one of those right in the middle and then Mosh Posh, you know, the whole thing over, and she would just blend in nicely as a piece. So let's give that a potential shot too. Okay, so if this is right where I want it to be, we're gonna start lining things up, and I'm going to glue what overlaps just enough so they don't move, so that I can pick up this whole thing as a whole, and then like I said, like not lose what I want. Little by little, we're just gonna start tucking it in, move, tuck, until I get it exactly where I want it. I wish I could do it without find a way to tuck it in there, but okay, so there's a little bit of a gap there, and that's what I don't want. I need that gap to go away, because I can also pick it up and tear necessity. A little bit can overlap, that's okay. Let's do, we know that's going to get in there, but not yet. Don't really want to see the green. I don't mind seeing black. I don't want to see green. What I don't want to see is green. Yellowy green from the background. That I don't want to see. See, that grabs that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it gets me the job done. Now, we can't glue that one down yet until I see this. Making sure, again, things are lining up. We know this goes up here, so I want to make sure that I do not over or underestimate this one. It needs to be up just enough, high enough, at the right angle. There might be better ways to do this, but this is what I'm doing, right? Alright. Yep, so far so good. So I'm just gonna add a little to the edge, which I missed. You can't do that. Luckily there's a little bit of give. I have a moment, right? Shoot. I have a moment and then I don't. Alright, that can make up for that, right? Yep, okay. Sometimes you'd be surprised how the glue just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And then the next moment you're like, why didn't you give me any moment of reprieve? I know. Lorette just did a gorgeous 8-disc rose round tag on a ring thing. I know, this week. Oh, makes me definitely want to do some of my own. I know I wanted to do some a fall version maybe, and I wanted to make Christmas ornament like things. So those round discs are 4-inch round discs are so universal, and they're absolutely awesome. And I did one with one of my blue one of the blue ephemera pieces. I did that blue Victorian with the what's the word? The blue Victorian with the teacups on it and flowers, and really ended up being a really cute little double-sided disc. But I love the idea of just doing singles, so you can write on the back of it, whether it's a Christmas greeting, which I think the Christmas ones I would put one of my Christmas sayings or a Christmas greeting on the back, so that, you know, it would be a sweet gift to a friend they could put up on their Christmas tree. Which I every so often do like doing that for my friends. I craft up a present. So that's gonna be, so look at that. Okay, so all we have to do is we need to take this and figure out how far in. I'm liking that. So let's see if we can do it where it is. Haha. If I glue it down, I bet you it would stay better, huh? Let's do it that way. Let's see. Let's see what this does. We're gonna, without gluing it onto the book yet. There's a lot of ups and downs on the back side. I will probably go back in and make sure they're glued down. to each other, so that when I get glued to the book, it is not a huge issue. And I'm lining it up with all the other rips. There we go. So, ta-da! We have collaged some lovely texture. Look at this. I did get a new needle. I know I have others, but I didn't realize, that these are not meant to, jab things up. But isn't this gorgeous? It's so pretty. I love purple. It's on a clip, so if say I decided I could take it off and add it to easily. If something happened to the pin, I can easily take it off the pin and use it and not have to worry about it. But these are adorable, and I saw the butterflies and I had to do it. It comes from Be Creative Crafts. Be Creative, that's her. Okay. She's on Etsy. See, Etsy shop. It's not my forte right now. At some point we may do journal jewelry, but not so much for like beads and stuff. But anyway, she's Etsy.com shop. All the backslashes, but Be Creative by Debbie is her. See if I can get it. I don't even know. Yeah, Be Creative by Debbie is her Etsy shop. So, anyway, I saw these and I was like, ooh. But she tells you, do not try to unclog your glitter bottles with these. She gives us another pin to do that with. But they're all stainless steel, so it shouldn't do any damage to, of course, the actual, should not stain your actual glue and all that jazz. But, yeah, no, it was great. So, it was sweet, and see what we do. But I thought, well, I have another purple one, and I have a pale Christmas one, but they're attached to a pin and whatnot that I can't even, try to reuse. So I like that it's clasped. So because I found pins that worked for me, I can always just clasp it and unclasp it. So, okay, so I have a little bit of stuff left over to help with anything. You never know. But see, this covers nicely, I think. Yeah, we didn't get the whole inside-outside deco. Like, either I want to trim all that to fit this, but then I feel like I've got here, but to offset it, I'd want it down here. But then I get into the chance where I've got to... don't know if I want to go that. I don't know if I want to have the back show up, or we're just going to nicely frame it. And I think we're going to keep it nicely framed, and I definitely want either the skull or her, my lady in black, on the back cover. I think that'd be really cool. So I'll have to get one of those images when I'm doing the ephemera. I will have to get you guys some fussy cuts to play with, so you could do the same thing. But for the most part, look in the back, isn't it? Because it's inked. wasn't even trying to. Isn't that cool? Wasn't that just peachy? Who even knew? Okay. But then I do that sometimes. No, don't even start. Don't start with me. I put it in our stoppers when I do the needles. I do put them in the stopper, because then that rubber stopper sort of helps keep the pin straighter. Does sort of help with that, personally. You can't just put the pin in here. It would boil over. The pins up by themselves. I don't filler enough to keep it from... pressure-wise, keeping them from boiling over and gooing everywhere, especially if you accidentally leave it out in the heat or in a certain temperatured room. So I use both the rubber stoppers and a pin for my bottles, at least for this one. Not so much my fabric tack. I'm not too worried about that one, but I like doing this, and then I'm because I'm hopefully guiding it down and holding on to this and making it work. So anyway, okay. So there that is. I'm loving it. So now we just got to see if we can tone this a little bit to where it works for us. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll let you go because, it is 53 minutes. Okay, so we're not going to mess into that. So, okay, so I took my pages. I showed you guys the lovely new dark Gothic Hallow's Eve journal pages, right? Journal pages and papers. That is in the digital side of the shop under the ajewelddesign, which is so thin and I don't, But anyway, ajewelddesign, look for that. This is, the digital side of my company, what I started off with. It is ajewelddesign.etsy.com. There's no apostrophes or anything like that, but it's, I wish I'd get it better. I don't know if I stay still enough. Maybe. There we go. ajewelddesign.etsy.com is the digital side. It's over there, but this is linked up. That's linked down below. This will be linked down below, right? We're decorating up this Book of Spells hidden, bookshelf book that holds cute little goodies. So we'll put stuff inside of that. We're going to decorate this up. We've got a nice clustered textured collage for the back because I don't need it twice. I just need a little bit of Book of Spell wording on the front and on the spine. And so we're gonna orange this up just a little bit. It's a little yellow for my taste. The cream is a little much when we do a lot of gold, but not so much. It's a lot of orange and black and brown. So I will do some inking on this and tone it down and play with it. I'll let you know how that went and how well it came out. You'll be able to see that. And in the meantime, of course, too, before we get back, I will try to glue it, Mod Podge it, and get our sort of fussy cut topper for the backside done also. So we have that sort of finished, decorative but flat. And then next time I will get my act together, figure it out, and we will decorate the front. And then we'll work on some tags and journal cards for the inside. And maybe the cover to that. So 2 or 3 more videos maybe. We'll get this done and get it up so you can see how it was created. So if you're in love with it, hopefully you'll purchase it from the shop. Or just give you some great inspiration to tackle your own. So you never know what you're going to find at a thrift shop, Salvation Army, you know, the lovely, you know, vintage finds, and what to do with it. So always something fun for everything. Love you all very much. We'll talk real soon. And thank you for sticking it out and waiting. As this week, you know, was a little crazy. This next week isn't any less busy, but I will do my best to get some videos in there for you guys. And if not, I will see you after Labor Day. Have a wonderful week. Happy end of August. And we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.